Hey loves, it's Yetta, also known as Kiss My Kinks, here on YouTube. And before I start, I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. It's been a couple of months actually, and I apologize. Not a couple of months, it's been weeks. It's only been like a month or so, but that's still kind of a long time for me to upload a video, and I apologize. Um, I've just been kind of going through some things, and that's what I'm here to talk to you guys about today. Um, So, yeah, basically, I wanted to come on and talk to you guys about post-grad depression and what I went through, how I got through it, how everything is going for me now. So, I just wanted to come on and discuss those things with you guys today. For those of you who may not know, post-grad depression is basically when you graduate from school and pretty much nothing goes as planned. Nothing goes how you thought it was going to go. It's hard to find a job. You lose connection with your friends. You kind of isolate yourself. You're not really going out and doing anything. You're literally just kind of sitting at home, feeling sorry for yourself. You're not really doing anything. And there's kind of really nothing that you can do because of the fact that you're not working. And you're just pretty much just sulking. And you feel bad for yourself. And you really become depressed. A little background to start the story. I graduated from school in December of 2017 with my bachelor's degree in psychology. Now, for whatever reason, the program that I was in at school, the psychology program, did not require you to have an internship before you graduated, which a lot of the other programs at my school do require you to have internships. So, when you graduate, you'll have some experience. It'll be easier to find a job. Now, my situation was a little bit different because I didn't have a car and they weren't offering any like internships for my field on campus. So, I couldn't get an internship on campus. I didn't have any transportation to get an internship off campus. So it was just kind of one of those situations where it was like, you know what, I'm just going to focus on graduating from school since, this is not a requirement to graduate. I'm just going to focus on graduating from school and I'll deal with the whole, gaining experience thing afterwards. I didn't think it would be that hard, you guys. Like, literally, now that I've dealt with it, I definitely see how important it is to have experience. An internship, if you're in school right now, if you can get an internship, please get one because, yeah, it'll definitely help you out. So, when I graduated from school, I had no experience. And every job, basically every single job that I was looking for in my field was asking you to have 1 to 2 years of experience. And these were entry level jobs, which doesn't make any sense to me because how is this entry level, but I need to have 1 to 2 years of experience? Like, even if I had an internship, I would only have a few months of experience. You know what I mean? So that doesn't make sense to me. But they just wanted you to have experience. And a lot of jobs, they did say, as long as you had some experience, they would work with you. But for me, somebody like me who had no experience, I had no internship or anything, it was really difficult for me to find a job. So when I graduated from school, I started applying for jobs. And I kind of put pressure on myself because I was telling myself, okay, I should be able to find a job at least by, you know, middle of January, going into February. I should be able to find a job at least around that time. So that gave me about a month and a half to look for a job. So I started applying. And then I was also applying for jobs that were paying a certain amount of money because I felt like I didn't want to work a job that was paying, under a certain amount. Um, and I was looking for full-time jobs. I was willing to work part-time jobs, if I was going to gain experience, but I was more so filling out like full-time positions. So I was just filling out jobs left and right, and nobody was calling me back. And I definitely felt like it's because I didn't have any experience. But I also felt like I wasn't getting any callbacks because my last real job was like 3 or almost 4 years ago. Because since I've been in school, the only jobs that I've really been working have been like work study. So that's not really like experience. So I didn't have any updated work experience and I didn't have any experience in my field. So I had a couple of strikes against me looking for a job. So I was just filling out jobs left and right, job applications left and right, and I could not find a job. So January came around and I was feeling very optimistic. Okay, it's a new year. It's time for me to find a job. It's time for me to get the ball rolling. And I was getting on social media. And that's one thing. Social media is one of the main reasons why I kind of feel like I went into post-grad depression. And the reason being is because I would get on social media like Instagram or Facebook, and I would see people like that I graduated with, and they would be like, just got a new job, just started a new job, just got hired, so thankful for my career, and I got a job in my field. And so that was kind of making me feel like, oh, I was happy for them, but at the same time, I was like, okay, well, how come I'm not finding anything? And another thing about social media was, I was seeing a lot of my friends like travel, and they're going out to concerts and going out to bars and going out to parties, and like I said, traveling, and just kind of out there living their best lives. And I felt like I wanted to do that too, but I couldn't. It wasn't like I had a job. It wasn't like I had income, so I couldn't just go out and turn up or whatever. So that kind of depressed me as well. And then YouTube was kind of like a hit and miss. Like YouTube definitely helped me get through my situation because like a lot of people, I watch YouTube to kind of escape my own reality. Like it's nice to watch vlogs of people just going out and enjoying their lives. So, it kind of helps you forget your problems for a little bit. So I watched YouTube videos a lot, but then it was also kind of adding to my depression because I would get on YouTube and like the YouTuber that would watch, they would be like traveling, like taking international trips or just taking little girls trips with their friends or just going out and hanging out, um, buying new cars, buying new houses, moving to different states or different cities. So it was like they were all like living their lives and having fun, and that kind of also depressed me because it kind of reminded me that nothing was going how I wanted it to. So with that being said, I really started to fall into like depression around like February. When February rolled around, I felt like I've been out of school for a month and a half and I still have not found anything. And it was really making me feel bad because like I said, I felt like everybody around me was doing something with their lives and I was just sitting at home looking for a job. So it got to the point where looking for a job literally became my job. I would wake up at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and the first thing that I would do is I would open my Indeed app on my phone and just look to see what people were posting. I would be on there all morning, filling out job applications, sending out my resume, sending out cover letters, just applying for any job. And it got to the point where I was just applying for any job. Y'all, I also have an associate's degree in medical assisting that I got years ago before I got my bachelor's degree. And I started to look for jobs in that field, even though I didn't want to work in that field, which is the reason why I went back to school in the first place. But because of the fact that I just wanted a job, I just wanted to work, I was like, okay, well, I'll find something to work like temporarily until I find something in my field. Well, the problem with that being, yes, I do have my associate's degree in medical assisting, but I never got certified or registered. So I'm very limited to what I can do or what jobs I can work in that field. And nowadays, everybody is looking for somebody who is either certified or registered. So when it came time for me to get certified or registered in that field, I decided to go back to school and get my bachelor's degree. So I never got certified or registered. So it was hard for me to find a job in that field too. Like, even though that wasn't my direct field, it was still hard for me to find a job. So it was like I couldn't use my associate's degree to find a job. I couldn't use my bachelor's degree to find a job. I couldn't find like a regular job like retail or I applied for like retail jobs, working at the bank. I applied to work at the library, like to be a librarian. I was literally applying for so many jobs, but those jobs I was overqualified for because they were looking for somebody who had like a high school diploma. That was like their requirement was like all you have to have is a high school diploma or a GED. But for somebody who has a bachelor's degree, I was overqualified. So they were still overlooking me. So I kind of felt really, it was frustrating for me because it was like, I can't find a job that's not in my field because I'm overqualified. I can't find a job that's in my field because I'm underqualified. I can't even use my associate's degree because I'm not certified or registered. So it was like every field that I could work in, I couldn't work in. You know what I mean? Like, it was very frustrating. It got to the point where I just would cry. I would literally wake up in the morning and I would start filling out applications. And by the end of the day, I would start crying because I'm like, nobody called me back today. Like, I'm like, another week went by and nobody called me. I didn't get any emails. You know, nobody called me in for an interview. Like, it was like every time a week went by, every time Friday hit, I kind of felt more and more depressed because it was like more and more time was going by and I still was not finding a job. Needless to say, I kept looking. Like I said, my job was looking for a job. So I would literally wake up day in and day out and look for a job, filling out applications, constantly on Indeed just to see who uploaded what, job advertisements today. What can I apply for today? Like, it was literally a game. Every time I wake up, what is there to apply for today? Like, that's exactly how I felt. Like, here goes another job I'm about to apply for that I more than likely won't get, but I'm just going to apply for it anyway just in case. So I didn't get a job until the end of March. Like, towards the end of March, I ended up applying for like jobs at like daycares or preschools or like child development centers, like things like that. Anything where I could like work with kids or especially like in a developmental setting like a preschool or something like that. I was like, well, maybe I should apply at those type of jobs because a lot of those jobs were only asking you to have like education like in early childhood development. Because of the fact that I have a psychology degree, I did take classes in early childhood development and things like that. So I was like, well, let me just apply for these type of jobs because if anything, I can use this job, on my resume, showing that I did work with children. So I was like, okay, let me just apply for these jobs. So I applied for like 6 or 7 jobs. Some of those jobs were like a long commute away from me. They were like 40 minutes away. But at this point, I was like, it was like March. It was the end of March. At this point, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to apply for anything. Anybody who's willing to give me a job right now, I'm going to accept because I just need a job. I'm tired of sitting at home. I applied for like 6 or 7 different daycares, preschools, developmental centers, all that kind of stuff. And the very next day, I got a call back from one of the jobs. And it was a part-time position to be a preschool teacher. And so that's what I work now. I literally went on the interview, and at the end of the interview, she offered me the job. And she told me, she said, well, she was like, I'm willing to offer you the job right now, but I wanted to see like if you needed some time to think about it or if you're willing to accept the job. And I was like, yes, I'll take it. I'll take it. Like, I took the job, but then right after I left the job, I was kind of second guessing myself because it wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do. And so I was thinking to myself, like, this is not what maybe I should have told her that I needed some time to think about it. What if somebody else calls me back with a better position? I was just kind of second guessing it. But then I told myself, girl, you've been looking for a job for almost 4 months and somebody finally offered you a job. And it's a job where you can gain some experience in your field. It's a preschool, so you're working like developmentally with children. If you don't take this job, like, I had to like literally fuss at myself and tell myself, like, take the job. Just take the job. So I took the job and I absolutely love it. I'm so glad that I did not let myself talk myself out of it. Let me talk myself out of it. I'm glad I didn't do that because I actually really love the job. I love the kids. I love my coworkers. I love I love the director of the program, my boss. I love it. I love the facility. At first I was that was one of the things that kind of made me second guess myself is I don't know if I wanted to work in that area, but I'm so glad that I took it. I'm very grateful that I took it. Now, this job that I work now, it may not be somewhere that I'm going to work in the long haul because it is part-time and it doesn't really pay me what I would need to be getting paid to be like fully financially stable. But for me to be, a new college graduate, for me to have been looking for a job for so long and for me to finally find one where I can gain some experience, like, this job will look good on my resume. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm just going to take it. I'm going to work this job. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I'm going to try to stay here as long as possible because I really love the job. Like I said, it's a great facility. I love everybody there. So, it's just funny how God works because, I wasn't looking to be a preschool teacher. I didn't think that would be something that I would enjoy doing. But, He sent me somewhere and, now I actually love it. So just don't feel discouraged. Don't oversell yourself to yourself. Don't try to make yourself feel like, well, I'm only going to work for this amount of hours. I mean, for this amount of money. I'm only accepting full-time jobs. You know, I'm only trying to work in this position in this area or whatever. Like, don't oversell yourself. Just kind of, if you're a recent college graduate, take whatever job that you can get some experience. You can always grow, you guys. Jobs are not permanent. If you find somewhere where you're working and you don't necessarily like it, work there until you find something better. Or, just don't just feel like, okay, well, I don't like it, so I'm going to quit. I don't want to do that job, so I'm not even going to apply. Like, just apply, work the job. When you find something better, move on. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the situation that I was in. Right now, I found a job. Like I said, it may not be the best of the best jobs, but it's a job. I'm grateful for it. I'm gaining experience. I love it. I'm going to stay here as long as possible. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. I'm sorry, I don't think I said that at the beginning of the video, but thank you to all of my new subscribers. Definitely stick around for more videos, more to come. I have not given up on my YouTube channel. Like I said, I've been going through some things, trying to find a job and get my life together. And, I've been working. So I have so many different videos coming up. I have hair videos, outfit videos, discussion videos, lookbooks, vlogs. Like, I just have so many different videos that I want to record. I just have to find the time to record them. So bear with me. But thank you for sticking around. Thank you for viewing my channel. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.